Yo, what's up? I'm going to review a video called Eating Meat After 27 Years Without It by itsblitzzz.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another day where I'm going to show you what I eat. I know I have filmed a lot of videos like this over the years, but lately I have been thinking a lot about
She looks skinny and exhausted.
The food that we eat and my personal relationship with food, which I have always considered to be pretty healthy and positive. But as more
That doesn't make any sense if you don't eat meat.
food options become available to all of us and food technology and science advances and we have all of these alternative options for meat and everything else in between, I feel that
there is no alternative option for meat. How can you replace an animal?
Now this video is not meant to criticize anyone or their eating habits or anything that you are personally consuming. It's just kind of an inside look at my own journey with food. So I'm kind of doing everything in my power to just nurture my body, and that includes eating foods that have high nutrition content. I think some of the information I'm going to share in this video might be a bit of a shock to you guys, but I'm hoping that we can hang out today without judging each other. Fruits, vegetables, fresh foods, healthy proteins, healthy fats.
What's with all the tattoos? No meat for 27 years? A tattooed body? Something's wrong there for sure. The piercings? I've said this a million times, but don't cook in plant oils. They oxidize right away. They're very sensitive to heat. Carcinogenic right away. Carnivore MD would be going nuts seeing her use the pepper. But other than that, it could be worse. She's using eggs. They are not incredibly overcooked, kind of soft still, the yolk, which means that the nutrients are more intact. The more you cook it, the more you destroy it. And it's also not completely dry like a boiled egg, so she's going to get some of that fat, which will actually be usable by her body as an absorbable. And then the potatoes... if you eat cooked carbs, starch, then it's one of the best choices, a sweet potato. It's funny, I don't know what's supposed to be appealing about it, except if you're used to crispy food, because that's just carcinogens. Maybe it reminds her of fried meat.
Alright, we are moving on to a midday snack. I am a huge snacker, as many of you guys know. I think you should snack anytime that you are hungry throughout the day. So I'm just going to prepare something really quickly. I'm having some sprouted pumpkin seeds.
It's really funny that people actually buy pumpkin seeds because it's an absolute waste product. They are very toxic to humans and you buy it in a package and eat it like you're proud of it.
I'm going to have a couple of walnuts and I'm going to cut up a really beautiful
walnuts are also just seeds.
Pear with a sharp kitchen knife. You guys are always asking me where I get my
Is it just me or is she obsessed with knives? She hasn't ate meat for 27 years. She has all of these tattoos and piercings, which means that she's trying to destroy herself. She hates herself deep down. And then she's obsessed with the knives. Something's up there.
Kitchen knives from, and most of them are from Japan, but I would highly encourage you guys to invest in some great tools for your kitchen, including a knife. I also recently...
Just go and kill an animal, that's what you want. It's obvious to everybody.
This is my finished snack, and I'm going to actually take this outside and put on maybe a bathing suit.
What a weird snack. Seeds with a lot of toxins, anti-nutrients, and they are made out of fiber for the most part, which means that you can't digest them anyway. You're just gonna them out. And then, of course, a pear, which is, okay, fructose, some energy, carbs.
try to get some vitamin D. So I don't really want to encourage people to not wear sunscreen because I am a big proponent.
You should.
For wearing sunscreen and preventing skin cancer, but
that's stupid, really. Sunscreen has a lot of chemicals which go into the skin and actually cause the skin cancer, as in mutated cells because of the toxic chemicals from the sunscreen. Why would you protect yourself from the most healthy thing on earth, the sun?
At the same time, if you are wearing SPF, you don't absorb vitamin D. So ideally, if you can get a couple minutes, even a few times a week, like outside in the sun, where your skin is exposed without sunscreen, then you can absorb what your body needs naturally. Hey guys.
Yeah, why a couple of minutes? Just do as much as you need before you get a sunburn.
Guys, so I'm back for lunch. I just went on a nice little walk, and I'm a little bit nervous to share this recipe with you guys because I know there's going to be a lot of criticism, but hopefully you can understand that I don't know, hopefully you can understand.
It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you.
A couple nights ago, I roasted a big batch of beets, so I'm going to use those as kind of like a base along with some mixed greens. I have a couple of containers over here.
Organic girl.
I'm also going to use some fresh parsley. I have a carrot that I already peeled, an apple, an avocado, and some chicken, which Nick was kind enough to take off the bone because that part really is still freaking me out. And then for dressing, I just threw this together in our Vitamix. It's basically like sunflower seeds, olive oil, a little bit of red wine vinegar, and lemon juice, garlic, salt. I think that's it. I'm gonna leave the recipe in the description box below, along with recipes for everything else. And then I think I'm going to also add a couple of sunflower seeds on top. For those of you who have been following me for a while, then you probably know that I was vegetarian for the majority of my life. I've never like promoted any type of like specific diet though. This has been like a very confusing subject online for some reason. I did start eating seafood, like mostly white fish, around 5 years ago, and I have recently decided to make the decision to also incorporate chicken, which I have not had for 27 years.
Typical. A vegetarian who's actually not vegetarian, who eats fish, which is meat, it's just meat from the sea. It's not as if chicken is meat and fish is not somehow. This is why you can't really take the vegetarians serious who call themselves vegetarian, because a lot of times they eat oysters, some other seafood, or really just straight up fish and still call themselves vegetarian, even though they are not at all.
I'm not sure how I feel about other types of meat, and I'm still feeling very conflicted about this choice, so please just be gentle.
The reason you can also know that they're lying is simply because nobody is going to go 27 years without meat.
With my decision at the moment, I am doing it because I feel like it's the appropriate thing to do at this time for my own body, but if it doesn't work out, then I'm not going to force myself to eat it or anything. It's just kind of like...
Obviously, because you're starving, you look almost emaciated, you have under-eye bags, you're super exhausted.
Something that I'm trying. And again, I don't want to have to defend all of my choices, but at the moment, I have made the conscious decision to include chicken in my diet, at least for now. Hopefully you guys can respect that. And if you guys want to make this salad without the chicken, or you want to sub in whatever else you want, of course, you are welcome to do that.
Stop being so insecure. Who gives a shit what anybody thinks about you?
I have now cut everything up that I'm going to be adding to my salad. Carrots, apple, avocado, and some parsley. And now I'm just going to really assemble...
Parsley is insanely toxic. It's actually been used to cause abortions naturally.
Everything on our plates.
Baby spinach, it's a very toxic green leaf, which is in no way designed for a human to eat. Looks very unappetizing, because when I look at it, all I see is indigestible fiber, so it literally makes me gag. I get a gag reflex when I look at this plate. Like really, it's like really, really bad. Ugh. Yeah, you couldn't pay me to eat that. The chicken is the only good part, but the thing is that it's very lean. Add a lot of chicken skin, something substantial. Yeah, it's really stupid to put the seeds on top. Again, you're using the most indigestible and toxic part of the plant. Of course you need to use the sauce because it doesn't taste good. So you gotta do something.
Salad. I always try to arrange things in a way that looks kind of nice to eat. I'm not sure if I did the best job here, but I think it looks pretty good. And it's pretty colorful. Definitely
if you're delusional.
A lot of protein, healthy carbs, tons of vegetables, seeds. I don't know, a lot of nutritious items in this salad. And we will use Nick to determine if it passes the taste test.
What is nutritious in this meal? I don't see it. I don't get it.
Hello.
Poor guy.
It is another snack time. Alright, so I'm in the mood for something sweet, and I have not been eating like a lot of sugary foods, but I'm still eating things to satisfy that, I guess, craving. If you guys saw on Instagram, I made these, I don't know how to say it in French. It's like pate of fruit. I want to show you guys an up close of the texture. It's basically Jell-O, but with real fruit and a very low amount of added sugar.
Okay, if you want junk food, then it's better to make it yourself.
I did use a little bit of maple syrup, but that's it. So I'm going to have like a couple squares of this. If you guys have these in your area at like a health food store, you have to try them. They are so good. They don't have a ton of ingredients, but if you're looking for like a healthy alternative to candy, this is a good one. So I'm going to have one little piece of that as well.
At the end of the day, it's all the same, except that it may not have as many artificial ingredients. That's about it.
You could try to make this with agar or pectin or an alternative that's vegetarian or vegan, but I think it turned out really well. You know, I might actually also have a couple of...
Stop trying to appeal to everybody. It's just pathetic.
Alright, we are back for the final meal of the day. The first thing I'm doing is a sweet potato mash. This would be a really good thing to prep in advance, and it's something that you can eat throughout the week, like as an easy side dish. I'm also making asparagus for our other side, or our fresh vegetable, and then I'm doing wild salmon in the oven. I picked this up at a local butcher shop in Los Angeles that we like to support when we can.
It doesn't really look wild, but it could be, just because of the color. I would imagine that it should be a bit more red. That's my experience, but great if it is. So,
yeah, wild salmon from California.
It's just that they can use the label wild salmon, even though it's actually farmed salmon, but the species is wild, and that's why it's considered to be wild. Gotta watch out with these labels.
I kind of gave up dairy for a good week and a half, but now I'm kind of realizing that it's something I not only enjoy, but it adds a really nice flavor, like butter specifically. You guys know, I love it. It's hard for me to let it go, so I don't want to like restrict myself from something that I really enjoy, and I'm going to try like adding small quantities in. It's not necessarily a permanent thing.
Why small quantities? Just eat as much as you want.
I'm just kind of experimenting and seeing what works out, and also seeing what helps my skin, but it's getting a lot clearer. At least it's a lot less inflamed than it was. Do you think it's done?
If it was wild salmon, if there was anything good in there, you just destroyed it.
I did actually mess that one up trying to flip it.
Looks perfect.
So you can have the messed up one.
Naturally.
Just go and eat some sashimi, or make it yourself.
Whoa. Nick, stop you guys.
Are those plant oils that she's putting on the fish? Oh man, insanely oxidizing and inflammatory. I think so. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Do we eat the lemon?
Your torque, yes, you can have it. This is the last part.
What's the point of the asparagus? It's not even nutritious when you go by the mainstream definition of what nutritious is. It's just nothing. It's just sticks of fiber with toxins.
Potatoes.
And so many of them, whatever.
That looks like a really good dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Just leave out the asparagus and then you've got a somewhat okay dinner.
I tried the sweet potatoes, also so good, and this recipe is vegan. And then just basically some easy pan roasted asparagus, which took about 10 minutes. This whole meal together took about 25 minutes. We are watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Definitely late on that train, but so far it's really good.
Never heard.
Honestly, really fucking good.
What did I tell you? It's gonna be the best thing I've ever had. What was it?
Yeah, it's fucking good. For real.
Yeah? We do have to make some money at some point. You understand that, right? Yes, I understand that.
There's a little close-up on the salmon.
Something about it seemed really sad. I guess I feel sorry for both of them.
I followed the recipe exactly, and it's cooked really, like, perfectly. Definitely try this.
There is no such thing as cooked perfectly. The less you cook it, the better. That's about it.
This is my final update of the night. I'm just having a quick snack before bed, eating some blueberries and a little scoop of almond butter. Nick is actually in here making a snack too, and he's waiting for me to stop filming, so...
Almond butter is dangerous because if you eat whole almonds, then you may not chew them enough to actually get all of the toxins inside of you. But when you eat almond butter, it's already all sludged up and you're just getting it right into your system.
I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it, I don't know, maybe you'll try some of these recipes out for yourselves. If you do, let me
Never in a million years, but thanks.
know below. I will see you guys all very soon in my next video, and I will talk to you then.
Okay, that's it. Obviously, she's not a vegetarian, that we found out. The title of the video is misleading. She's been eating meat for many years, as it seems. She just doesn't call it meat. It's irrelevant what she calls it, because meat is meat. It doesn't matter if it comes from the sea or from the land, but that's just a stupid definition that these fake vegetarians use. If she wouldn't have ate meat for 27 years, she would most likely be dead anyway. I know some people who tried to push vegetarianism for 10 plus years and they got insanely sick. 20 years? Not even possible. And then there's vegans who claim that they've been vegan for 10 years. All of them are fake and all of them cheat. A real vegan who only eats plants will last 2-3 years. Anything beyond that, you're gonna see incredible health problems. And they can eventually then just die, drop dead. And the vegetarian is going to last longer, but they're also going to drop dead. All of this is obviously because plants don't have over 15 nutrients, which means that even as a vegetarian, you're not going to last very long simply because most of the stuff that they eat is cooked. And if you're not getting B12, vitamin D, A, everything as a vegan, then as a vegetarian, you're going to be getting low amounts of it simply because everything that you eat is usually cooked. If a vegetarian would be doing raw milk, raw eggs and so on, they would last for a while, but then there's still amino acids missing, for example, that you can only get from meat. There's a lot of stuff that we don't even understand that happens biochemically when we eat food. So for them to go on these man-made diets and believe that they're gonna be healthy, it's just absolutely delusional. As I said already, she obviously is already self-destructive. You can see how she portrays herself, what she has done to her body, and so on. She has a lot of issues. This is why she's so insecure. She wants to appeal to everybody. She wants to be accepted. It's pretty obvious that she's had a rough life, which is why she goes on these extreme man-made diets, destroys her body in multiple ways, tries to appeal to everybody, and so on. Just the typical issues of today. Thanks for watching.